Welcome back to the life of Moon, the hero they call the Lumen Hound. Moon has love, duty, and a secret, but today his focus is on something simpler, protecting a friend. Meet Pepper. He's gentle, he loves snacks, and he's terrified of confrontation. In the park, he's basically a walking kick-me sign for the resident tough guys. Moon, the white fluffy Pomeranian, trots happily over to Pepper and gives him a friendly nudge. Morning, pal. What are we sniffing for today? Old tennis balls. She Moon? We can't be too loud. They're here. Pepper glances fearfully toward the shade of a large oak tree, where Bruno, the Rottweiler, and Bart, the German Shepherd, are lounging, looking menacing. Speak of the devils! The park's two biggest shadows, Bruno and Bart, are back, and they clearly haven't forgotten the Super Bart humiliation from episode 1. Pepper tries to hide behind Moon, a tiny beagle attempting to use a fluffier, smaller dog as a shield. Bruno and Bart slowly approach, their low growls audible. Well, well, look who it is. The Beagle and his little puffball bodyguard. Time for your morning tax runt. Hand over that chew toy. Pepper whimpers and drops his favorite chew toy. He tries to retreat. Moon, however, isn't having it. His eyes begin to glow with that familiar internal white light. He stands firm, placing himself directly between the two massive dogs and his friend, Pepper. Moon unleashes a focused, non-violent, but powerful, resonating bark. The sound wave doesn't knock the bullies over this time, but it hits them like a physical punch to the chest. Ook, not that sound again. You're going to pay for that, little ghost dog. The bullies hesitate, clearly remembering the painful force of the power. They snarl once more, but back down, trotting away with frustrated sticks. The Lumen Hound doesn't always need to fight. Sometimes, a demonstration of power is enough to win the day. Moon turns to Pepper, who is trembling. You're okay, buddy. They're gone. Thank you, Moon. I don't know what I'd do without you. You're the best friend a dog could ask for. But a hero's rest is short-lived. A new threat, louder and more urgent than any bully. An SOS. Moon's super senses suddenly scream. The white glow in his eyes intensifies, and his focus snaps away from the park. He hears the distinct, panicked sound of tiny wheels, a desperate shout, and the high-pitched cry of a child. Danger! Across the street, a small child is about to be struck by a speeding bicycle. Moon doesn't hesitate. He gives Pepper a quick, concerned nudge, then looks back at his friend with fierce resolve. Stay here, Pepper. I'll be right back. Moon leaps up, his white fur gleaming as he transforms into a streaking blur of light. He darts out of the park and across the busy street, weaving through traffic with impossible speed. The scene cuts to a sidewalk near the park. A little girl, completely absorbed in chasing a ball, has stumbled into the path of an oncoming bicycle, whose rider is unable to stop in time. In slow motion, we see the bicycle tire is inches from the child. The speed of the bicycle is immense. The timing has to be absolutely perfect. This is why the city needs the Lumen Hound. Just as the wheel is about to make contact, Moon flashes into the frame. He doesn't touch the child. Instead, he uses his super speed to create a focused low-pressure barrier of air. The air barrier deflects the front wheel of the bicycle just enough to veer it sharply to the side. The bike crashes harmlessly into a pile of leaves, and the rider tumbles off. The little girl is completely untouched, staring at the leaf pile, confused but safe. Moon is already gone, a faint shimmering of white light, the only evidence he was ever there. Moon, panting slightly, speeds back into the park and returns to Pepper, who looks startled. Moon, you just vanished. What was that, Blur? Are you okay? Moon just wags his tail, looking back toward the street where the child is now safe and being hugged by a parent. Just a quick errand, buddy. Nothing a fast dog can't handle. Pepper looks at Moon with deep respect and admiration. He picks up his chew toy, feeling a little less scared today because he knows he has a loyal friend. Super loyal friend. From protecting his friend from a bully to saving a child from a bicycle, Moon, the Lumen Hound, is learning that true heroism lies not just in power, but in presence. The city is safe tonight, but how long can Moon keep his secret from his master, his girlfriend, and the world? Tune in for the next adventure. What do you think Peppa's secret power should be? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.